Hi, let's look at the distance formula together. It gives us that the distance between 2 points is the square root of the difference of the x coordinates squared plus the difference of the y coordinates squared. So let's look at when we'd use that. If we have 2 points and we want to find the distance between those 2 points, well, we could put those on an x and y coordinate plane and then get the coordinates. So the first point, we'd say it has the coordinates x1 and y1. And we'd say the second point has the coordinates x2 and y2. And we'd be ready to find the distance between those points using that distance formula. So let's look at an example of that. Let's find the distance between these 2 points, 2, 3, and 1, 7. First, let's remember our distance formula, and we can start plugging our values in. The first thing we want is the x-coordinate of the second point. Here's our second point, and here's the x-coordinate 1. So we'd plug that in and put it right here. Then we want the x-coordinate of the first point, which is 2, and we'd plug that in. Then we want the y-coordinate of the second point, which is 7, and we'd plug that in. And lastly, we get the y-coordinate of the first point, which was 3. Now we're ready to simplify. 1 minus 2, we get -1. And 7 minus 3, we get 4. Then we can square those values. -1 squared would be 1. 4 squared would be 16. And lastly, we can add them up and we get the square root of 17. And we can't simplify that any further, so the distance between these 2 points is the square root of 17. Let's look at one more example. Let's find the distance between these 2 points. Again, we want to start by remembering our distance formula and start plugging in our values. We want to know the x-coordinate of the second point, which is 0. Then we want the x-coordinate of the first point, which is -3. So be careful here, there's a negative from the formula and a negative from the coordinate. And we'll deal with that in just a second. After we plug in the other values, here we have y2. We want the y-coordinate of the second point, which is 6, minus the y-coordinate of the first point, which was 2. And we can start working it out. 0 and a negative is going to become a positive. So we'll get +3. And 6 minus 2, we get 4. And we can work that out. 3 squared will be 9. 4 squared will be 16. We add those values up. 9 plus 16, we get 25. And here, unlike the last one, we can simplify. Square root of 25 is 5. So the distance between these 2 points is 5. All right, so that'll wrap this video up. Thanks for watching.